Hi, y'all. This is me, Genevieve, the woman who's determined to live her best life. Ow. Anyway, tonight I'm going to see 12 Angry Jurors. So let me tell you about the movie. 12 Angry Men, I first came across in 1970 when I was 11 years old. I was in sixth grade and a voracious reader. I mean, I read, if it wasn't nailed down, I was probably reading it. Cereal boxes, you name it, whatever it was, I read it. So I came across this play in this one book, and it was called 12 Angry Men, and I read it. And then a few years later, I discovered the movie with Henry Fonda. It was so good. And as a person who was really big on civil rights, even as a kid, it impressed me. And I began to believe in our legal system. Now, I'm not going to say I believe in it 100%. It is definitely broken. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't have some good benefits to it also. So anyway, the 12 Angry Men impressed me. In fact, it may have had a big influence on my becoming a lawyer. And to tell you another funny story, the way I used to punish my children is I would require them to watch a good movie, such as To Kill a Mockingbird or 12 Angry Men. And they learned to appreciate things that they would never, ever have appreciated it if that had not been their punishment. They had a choice of going to bed or watching a movie with mama. They generally chose the movie because who wants to go to bed at 8 o'clock to be punished? And lo and behold, they actually expanded their horizons. So I thought it was a great punishment. And they have since told me that they appreciated that form of punishment. So anyway, as y'all know, I have decided that I'm going to do those things I have always postponed doing. And Biloxi Little Theater is doing 12 Angry Jurors tonight. Because, of course, 12 Angry Men seems kind of misogynistic, even though in the 50s it was totally appropriate. Or the 40s. Back in the day. But today, it would not be appropriate. So I'm going to go do that. While I'm at it, since I live an hour from Biloxi, I'm going to stop and get some sushi. Now, sushi as a vegan is iffy. I have found several good sushi restaurants in Mississippi, but I went to one the other day in in the Ocean Springs area, and it was really a waste of time and money. And someone had even told me about it. They were wrong. Just wrong. They might have good sushi, but they have horrible vegan options. But there's a place in Ocean Springs, which is over by Biloxi, called Saki that's really good. And I may go back there or I may go somewhere else. It just depends. Anyway, namaste. I will be popping back in. I'll do some recording tonight and let you know how everything went. Bye.
Quite the commotion.
There's nothing wrong. You can take this back. We're finished with it.
Well? What are you looking at?
Morning, y'all. This is Genevieve. I'm going to update you on 12 Angry Jurors from the other night. What I didn't understand before I went was that this was a teenage play that kind of like going to a high school play, but it's done by the Biloxi Little Theater. So, yes, it was a lot of fun. But because they were so youthful, it was hard to suspend my disbelief. Plus, I've seen the movie like 5 million times, and no one can beat Henry Fonda. I mean, let's just be real. But they did a great job. I had fun. And that's all that matters. And I found a new sushi restaurant. So it was a total win-win all the way around. And that's the whole point. Not everything is going to work out the way you want it to. But you're the one that can make the best of any situation. You're the one that can decide whether it's fun or not. And you don't need to let the fact that it wasn't quite what you thought it was going to be change things. You're the one is in charge of that. Oh, and by the way, the Biloxi Little Theater does serve alcohol. So I was able to have a rum and Coke while I was watching that. And that also made it amazing. So follow along with me to see what I'm going to do next. I have lots of things planned, including 5 trips in the next 15 months, 4 cruises, and 1 trip to Atlanta. I'll tell you all about them later. But follow along. Find out how you too can choose to live your best life. Namaste. Bye.